with Bradford for the starting job, but for right now, it belongs to Sam.
Starting quarterback as of today. And as we said from day one, we brought him in to be the starter. And when he's healthy, he's one of the best in the business right now. You know, he can make every throw. He's, extremely accurate, and we've seen that over the years. You know, as long as Sam is healthy, he's out there. And we're going to bring Josh along. He's, I said again, very eager to get here. He's excited. These guys are going to work well together. We're in a great situation, again, going back 105 days from now. And to say that we would have, these three guys on the roster, I take it.
That was Coach Wilks on the Adam Schefter podcast. We stay on the field where Sam Bradford has had trouble staying on the field since coming into the league in 2010. He's missed 47 games due to any number of injuries. That includes the entire 2014 season and all but 2 games last season with a knee injury. We know that Arizona was the only team in the league to start the offseason without a single quarterback on the roster. They make the decision to acquire Sam Bradford and then, of course, Josh Rosen in the draft. Bill, what do you make of this? I assume it's much like the other head coaches with these drafted quarterbacks. They'll sit. But why say so in May if you're Steve Wilks?
Well, for one thing, he's got an embarrassment of riches now. He went from no quarterback.
Famine to feast.
To a great starter in Sam Bradford, as long as Sam is healthy, and a really good young prospect in Rosen. So he's in high cotton. And Rosen has the luxury of being able to sit and watch and learn from Sam and not have the pressure of having to play. And as long as Sam stays healthy, I would think he's the quarterback.
Yeah. Wendy, I think he's right, too. When Sam Bradford is healthy, he's one of the best in the business. I mean, his accuracy, he can make every throw, just like Coach Wilks is saying. I watch Sam Bradford, and I know some of his teammates watch Sam Bradford. When he gets hit and he goes down, is he going to get up? Is he going to get up? You see all those injuries that he had. They're lower extremity injuries, too, your ankle, your knee, those things like that. So he's not the most mobile of quarterbacks either. So there's problems he has with injuries. Health has always been the situation. If he does stay healthy, I love watching him throw the football.
That is forever going to be the question mark around Sam Bradford. Arizona paid $20 million to get this guy for 1 year. They obviously believe in him. I reached out to some sources with Arizona today, just open-ended. What do you think of Sam Bradford? And I just got a bunch of thumbs up emojis. Not much detail there, but they are psyched to have him. And he's one of those players, too. When you talk to players around the league, they always say when Sam Bradford's healthy, he's one of the best passers in the game. He's 30 years old. His arm strength, his accuracy is what Arizona loves about him. And let's talk about the weapons around him. They try to improve his offensive line this year with Justin Pugh and Andre Smith. I wouldn't consider that to be great just yet. But he's got Larry Fitzgerald, of course, David Johnson. If he's healthy, we know what a threat he can be. He's one of the best in the game. So he certainly has the pieces around him to be successful there in Arizona.
Well, look, his job is to play starting quarterback and stay healthy. There's no question about that. But, Bill, he is in a position as a veteran who's been around the league for quite some time to sort of, I know we talked about mentoring yesterday. I don't know if that's the word, but to show Josh Rosen how to be a pro. And I say that because Josh Rosen got so much pub before the draft about his personality. What's your take on Josh Rosen, the kid?
I got to know him a little bit before the draft at an event that we had at Jerry World in Texas, where he competed with some other top draft choices, and then I spoke with him briefly after the draft. I'm not privy to the psychological tests, which really are dispositive, but I can tell you that I think Josh is basically a good young guy. He's a competitor. He's correct. Financially, he doesn't need football, but he loves the game and he wants to play, as he said in ESPN, the magazine, because he loves to play. And so I think a lot of what goes on prior to the draft is hype, and much of it's overblown. And as one friend of mine said, by the time we get to draft day, we've picked everybody apart. We turn St. Peter into a liability. So the bottom line is that this is a talented young position where he can spend an intern year, if you will, learning from one of the best. If Sam stays healthy, he's got a ringside seat watching a real pro.
Well, the Cardinals ranked 27th in team QBR last season, Teddy, down 8 spots from the previous season. And you said this yesterday, so I'm not putting words in your mouth. You do think we'll see Josh Rosen start at some point?
At some point, yes. And Bill's right. Everybody in the National Football League gets picked apart in terms of the media, and especially pre-draft in terms of who you are mentally, about your background, things like that, especially at the quarterback position. But veterans on the football team will judge you once you become a member of the organization. And for Josh Rosen, it was once you got drafted and you put on that Arizona Cardinal hat. And he put it on, and what he said was, I'm upset. I'm motivated. They made 9 mistakes, I think it was, in front of me. And that type of spunk, that type of attitude, players recognize, players sort of, they relate to, they understand the motivation. So they look at Josh Rosen as not someone that everything that was said in the past, as actually as someone who wants to play right now, who wants to compete with Sam Bradford. And that's the way he's going to become a part of that team and welcomed in that locker room.
A little chip on the shoulder never really hurt anybody. In fact,
Everybody's
it's been
got him,
known. Yeah,
hopefully.
everybody's
Yes.
got him. It's been known to help, actually. The Carolina Panthers have signed veteran running back C.J. Anderson to a 1-year deal. The team made this announcement on Monday. He will compete with Cameron Artis-Payne to be the change of pace back, if you will, behind starter Christian McCaffrey, who was a 2017 first-round draft pick.
You know, as far as, ground and pound, the keep pounding slogan that Carolina likes to use. But the ground and pound game, I think fits well. My strength for the game is, of course, breaking tackles and finding ways to use that to make